There's the King of Cups right there, Curandera of Water. I've talked about this card last spring, I want to say. You've had some deep spiritual healing. For some of you, I feel like you're ready for a vacation. You're ready for some kind of retreat or some kind of resort, not like hibernating and studying, but just like enjoying life, comforting. But this could be also what you want to do for others. You want to be this nurturing, loving support. And the King of Cups is actually, you know, it being a water sign is more feminine in nature. But the thing about the King of Cups is they are very reserved. They're kind of stoic. Like you wouldn't really know how deep their emotions run unless you got to know them and they decided to let you in, right? So you're ready for this. You embody this. You also embody the most practical kings and queens. You're able to give and receive. You have the Six of Pentacles, which is also, and you've been working very diligently here with the Knight of Pentacles, right? You know how to work your craft. What can we tell these people? Actually, I think I'm gonna switch up the deck in a moment. Before we get into like the whole love narrative, because I do feel like that's going down that road. um I want to know just a little bit more about what you learned about the material that didn't make you happy. What is it that you learned other than lessons? Obviously, I just saw the Four of Wands at the bottom. Awakening, Judgment, Nine of Cups. I think I'm getting a download. One moment. You were judged on whether your personal wish fulfillment was more important than whatever else you had going on in your life. Adelita of Air. Yeah. Maybe having to do with how you communicate with others. Maybe you had to work on your communication to become a more grounded, stable, and loving person. Or for you, it's how you deliver the message. Yeah, it could also be some kind of unhealthy habit here that made you not communicate well. This could be a temptation. This could be an addiction. This could be a really toxic way of behaving. This could also be illusions. This could be environments. It could be other people that acted this way and you responded possibly not very kindly. For some of you, that feels like more of a side message, but it could apply. So it seems like for some of you, perhaps you didn't have the patience to deal with other people as much as you would have liked because of whatever was going on in your exterior environment. Seven of Cups. Yeah, there were a lot of people involved in this. I'm hearing 7 to 10 at least. Usually Seven of Cups is about options and all that. This implies some kind of busyness, some kind of different potentials here. Perhaps you had a lot of options. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's possible you did. Whether you were available or not, I can't say, and I'm not going to tap into that. But it seems like some of you had choices, whatever that means to you. And it could be choices on how you could act, it could be choices on who you engage with, choices on different career opportunities or different things you had going on in your life that you wanted to invest in. Wow, the Chariot. Some kind of journey you were on. For a lot of you, I feel like this is a spiritual journey. Five of Fire. Yeah, this was a fight. This was a competition. For some of you, it's possible that the competition was really steep with whatever your career is, and it may have caused you to kind of lash out at people because of the high pressure and like move really quickly on things, maybe be a little impulsive. We did get the Knight of Wands at the very beginning, and that did kind of seem like past energies. Nine of Cups, personal wish fulfillment, yet again. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you were fighting for what you wanted for your personal happiness. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have to invest in ourselves and make sure we're stable within ourselves. But I think sometimes what can happen with people is they get into commitments that they aren't ready for, they want to be ready for, but they just can't invest in it the same. And possibly you were spread a little too thin. And that's for some of you. For others of you, what about this Nine of Cups? Wow, the Star in reverse. Maybe because you were so focused on your what you wanted for yourself that you weren't doing the healing. Okay, we talk about the shadow here, and we talk about working through it and working through spiritual awakenings. So just know that this is for guidance. It's not to shame you or put you on blast, but if you overcame these things, that's something to be really proud of. What about the people that overcame these things? How did they work on their healing? Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So for some of you, you really held back on some things. For some of you, you held on tight to, I just heard, I'm getting download, for the ultimate love, your match, who you truly are inside. This Queen of Cups here. Remember, we pulled the King of Cups for you. So, like, you never stopped holding on to the idea of this love or becoming a completely loving person with the combination. Again, we have the masculine and feminine energies for divine masculine, divine feminine, with the Emperor, the Empress, the King and Queen of Pentacles and Cups. Okay. So for some of you, this was your motivation to heal. And for others of you, you really held on tight to what you were doing. It's possible some of you knew whatever situation you were in was not going to be long term, but you settled. I think everybody's done that at some point in their life. Wow, that's way too many cards. I'll pull the top one though. Awakening, Judgment, spiritual awakenings, or you became aware. You became aware. This is Judgment in the traditional tarot. It's possible this spiritual awakening is what kind of broke you out of that. I believe we saw earlier the Two of Pentacles with the Tower, so you were juggling a lot in the middle of a tower. Wow, Six of Wands, but you were extremely successful. That had to be a hard battle. I mean, you're out of the Nine of Wands, you've come to the Ten of Wands, but it looks like it's a labor of love, right? So going back to those that this is about, wow, okay. Yeah, no, we're not going to take half the deck. Somebody has a lot to share, but we're not going to go. Four of Pentacles came out again. Interesting. I don't even remember sticking that back in the deck. You'll have to go back, but it's in reverse now. No joke, right? We had the Four of Pentacles you were really holding on to, but you figured out how to let it go. For some of you, you learned how to, I don't know, be less possessive, because this can be a card of being kind of possessive. For some of you, perhaps you want to think on ways that you may have held on too tight to relationships or possessions, or certain ways of being that didn't make you very stable and may have created blocks in your love life. That can be very stubborn holding on to things too. So, letting go is emphasized there. And then we got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is kind of like the World card we had earlier, right? I'm not even going to try to find it in this mess. And the Sun card. There's a lot of circular emphasis here. We had the Moon earlier. This is about cycles. This is an end to karmic cycles. This could be read negatively or positively or whatever. But I'm sensing with this is about no more karmic cycles, no more karmic relationships. Like, you stopped, you invested in yourself, you got out of these toxic behaviors, and some of you, you're working on it, and that's freaking fabulous. Good job. I'm gonna pull one more card on that, and then for those of you that are more interested in this Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, like sounds like your happy new beginning. If we get the Ace of Swords, well, then you are fully ready to embody this magic, because that means you are the magician. Let's see. No. Oh, we got the Queen of Cups in reverse now. That's interesting. Okay, some of you don't like what I have to say and you still are doing the work, and that's okay, because this message is about healing either, and we never stop healing. There's always things to work on with the soul. So that can either be a huge burden to you, or it can be something that you are empowered by. The choice is yours. I think a lot of people, I just saw death right there. It's the end to some things, the end of certain behaviors, of certain thoughts, transformation. Some of you are at the beginning of your spiritual awakenings and you're still not ready to hear this. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Some of you are still learning how to transmute a lack mindset into an abundance mindset. Now listen, some of you out there have thought, mentioned, spoken on that toxic positivity is not helpful. That's not toxic positivity. That's using the laws of the universe to manifest. It's a totally different thing. Lack mindset is when you look at everything as happening to you. High Priestess card. Some of you already know this intuitively. Some of you are holders of secret information from the universe. Some of you are very psychic. You understand what I'm saying. But for some of you, it's about a lack mindset. It's about feeling like a victim, like life is happening to you, instead of feeling empowered and knowing that no matter what, you can get through any hardship. This card is also the minor to the Hierophant. Okay. This is, you can go one of two ways with the Five Pentacles. You can be left out in the cold, or you can walk in the freaking structure, the safe space, and decide to put in the work to become the Ten of Pentacles. And for a lot of the people, you've already figured this out, but there are some people here who haven't, and that's okay. This is something you can work on. How can these energies work on this? Spirit. Haya of Water. Page of Cups. Some of you just need to, this can represent your inner child. I mean, this card is very inner child, right? Some inner child healing. Perhaps doing something you used to love when you were a child that made you feel good, made you feel nurtured. There's something, if you put your mind to it, you will find something. For some of you, this is about, if you do have children, spending more quality time with your children, or thinking about your youth. It's about looking back at how you were and seeing how far you've come, right? And for some of you,